spiders, snakes, worms, bats, and many more. There are countless strange creatures that the Chinese can eat as if it were the most normal thing in the world. Known as the richest cuisine in the world, Chinese cuisine is truly unique in its ability to turn unimaginable things into food. But I'm sure most of you are thinking, why do they eat these things? The answer lies in a story far deeper and far more tragic than you might imagine, because this is something people like us can hardly comprehend. We have never had to eat a family member just to stay alive. The story begins at the end of the 17th century. At that time, the Ottoman Empire had reached its largest borders with a population of about 30 million. In the same period, China's population was around 130 million. Throughout history, China has always been crowded, thanks to its fertile lands, favorable climate, and strong agricultural tradition. These prosperous lands boosted population growth, but also became a constant threat to the rulers. A massive population, if not controlled properly, could rise up at any moment. That's why Chinese leaders ruled their people for centuries through food quotas, strict control, and the constant threat of hunger. People had to work like mad just to survive. But the real tragedy unfolded in the mid-1900s. A man named Mao Zedong dreamed of creating a new and modern China. In 1958, he launched the Great Leap Forward, a campaign that forced farmers into communes, redirected labor into industry, and imposed impossible production quotas. The plan turned into a catastrophe. Mao saw his people not as humans, but as production machines. Then came the Cultural Revolution, during which everything that connected people to their past, their faith, their traditions, their history, was destroyed. Temples were demolished, ancient books burned, craftsmen executed. The memory of an entire civilization was erased, but the disaster didn't end there. One day, Mao and his team decided that sparrows eat too much grain. That's why production is falling. So they ordered the entire country to exterminate all sparrows. Millions of birds were killed. At first, production seemed to increase, but soon, nature struck back. With the sparrows gone, insects and locusts multiplied uncontrollably, devouring the crops. The harvest failed, famine spread, and agriculture collapsed. They even tried importing sparrows from Russia, but it was already too late. The result, one of the greatest famines in human history. Millions of people died of starvation. Those who wanted to live ate animals first, then insects, grass, even mud, and finally, human flesh. The survivors' testimonies are heartbreaking. One woman recalled in an interview, "Before my mother died, she told me, 'Eat me, my daughter. Eat me before others come.'" Imagine that, being forced to eat your own mother just to survive. Mao didn't just destroy his people, he stripped away their humanity. It's estimated that around 60 million people died during that famine. In just 3 years. That's nearly the population of Turkey. When the famine ended, Mao was still alive, still in power. The people paid the price, not the rulers. Today, the Chinese habit of eating everything stems from that deep generational trauma, a survival instinct passed down through time. Even though eating exotic animals has decreased in modern China, the echoes of that era remain deeply rooted in its culture. But there's something even more alarming. China may be facing a similar threat again. Due to climate change, drought, and water shortages, agricultural output is declining. Nearly 900 million people are expected to be affected. This time they didn't kill the sparrows, but they've once again disrupted nature's balance. Rivers are drying up, lands are turning barren, and nature always takes its revenge. So what do you think will happen this time? If China faces hunger again, where will people turn? Yes, my friends, to understand why the Chinese eat everything, we had to look into one of the darkest pages of human history. This was not only the story of hunger, but of the limits of humanity itself. Perhaps the lesson it offers us is this: if you disrupt the balance of nature one day, nature will make sure you starve. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Your support gives me the strength to keep creating more content like this. Please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every bit of your support means the world to me.